Hi guys, Wendy here with the Spirit Emporium, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a Four Thieves blend and some of the uses for those blends. So first, if you've never heard the legend of the Four Thieves, quick disclaimer, there are a ton of different versions of the story out there. I'm going to tell you the one that I remember best, which is that there were four thieves during the Black Plague, possibly used to be spice merchants, that would enter the homes of inflicted victims sick with the plague or had passed from the plague, and to protect themselves from the disease, they would coat their clothes and their skin with a concoction of vinegar, garlic, and other herbs. Once they were caught by authorities, they were baffled about how they never got sick, so they traded their magical recipe for mercy. Certain legends tell that they were pardoned and allowed to leave town. Other legends say that they were beheaded instead of burned. Having studied Western civilization, early Western civilization, I'm going to go with beheaded probably. But so, just like there are different versions of the legend, there are different versions of the recipe. No one knows for sure what herbs they were using. The one that I like best is when it says that in the legend that the thieves always used a vinegar. I'm going to use apple cider vinegar, probably what they used, and garlic, but the herbs varied just depending on what they had available. So each thief would bring an herb to kind of add to the concoction. So that's the one I like to use. I always have the apple cider vinegar and the garlic, but then the herbs can vary just kind of depending on what's in season or just kind of what I'm drawn to. So I picked from a list of possible herbs that could have been used at that time, and today we are going to use mint, thyme, rosemary, and sage. They are kind of my go-tos. Sometimes I throw a lavender in there, or if I'm lucky to find something more exotic like a wormwood or something. So there are also different ways to make it. There's a lot of recipes out there that will tell you to mix all the herbs in a jar and just store it away for 6 to 8 weeks or 4 to 6 weeks. And some say dark places that you store it, or some say store it in the sunlight. The kind that we're going to do today is what I kind of consider the fast pass recipe for Four Thieves Vinegar. It is where you boil all the herbs and the garlic and the vinegar together, and then you only have to store it for, a lot of recipes say 4 days. I usually store mine for about a weekend to weekend, and then it's ready to use. After you strain it, then it's ready to use. So, once the vinegar is boiling, and again we're using apple cider vinegar, and you add your garlic in, give it a stir, and give it a second to kind of blend. Before I add each herb, I state my intent. Some people recite a spell, some people recite a prayer. I like to state why I'm making this blend, what I'm going to plan to use it for. And then we stir. I'm not going to do the intent today because it's kind of a private thing in my opinion. So we're just going to blend, and then just remember to state your intent at least if you don't have a certain spell or prayer that you'd like to recite. Now, boiling vinegar and garlic can be a stinky process. That's why we're outside. I'm lucky enough to have a little single electric burner that we use for camping, and I can do this outside on a beautiful day like this. So you kind of just let that all blend together, and when you feel like it's all fused together, then it's good to go. I actually made my blend up last night, and this is it. You can see, pretty yucky in there. But I store it away on the back of my shelf, and I will let that sit, like I said, for at least 4 days and really into the next weekend. What I have used my Four Thieves for in the past is when we have gone out, or we have a plan to go out on a paranormal investigation at a place that could potentially have, some energy that is not positive, then I will make up a big batch of this and then sprinkle it around my home, definitely in front of all the windows and the doors, so that when I return, I don't bring any of that negative energy or possible evil back inside with me. I've also used it in writing on a brown piece of paper, or I use like the shopping bag piece of papers, tear it up, and write on it something that I want to rid myself of, or someone that I want to rid myself of, and you soak it in the vinegar, and then you bury it away in the dirt. And I always bury it right. I'm lucky I don't have anyone behind me, so I bury it in the dirt right behind my fence line. And those are the two ways that I have used the Four Thieves vinegar. Now, we also make a Four Thieves oil, which is 100% essential oils, and it's made of clove bud, cinnamon bark, lemon, eucalyptus. Why do I can never say it right the first time. And then rosemary. And our blend on our website is 100% essential oils. There's no carrier oil mixed in there. So it's great for diffusers or for oil burners to cleanse your space and just make your house smell great. But there's also a lot of different uses for the oil. You can mix it with a carrier oil. I do mine with like a grapeseed oil, and because it's easy to find at the grocery store. And then I use it as a roll-on. I put it on the bottom of my feet or on my wrists or right below my jawline on my neck as a stress reducer. But there are tons of uses for the oil and even the vinegar. It can be used in homemade cleansers. They are used for a lot of holistic medicine. Even the vinegar can be taken when you're sick, or as as the nail fungus to clean that. And then you can also use the vinegar for a insect repellent. Now the oil is more for homemade deodorants or cleansers, or putting it on like a roll-on or using it in a diffuser. Lots of different uses for these things. These are like a must-have for people that prefer natural healing over products that you buy or prescriptions that you get. So remember, we've got the Four Thieves oil for sale on our website, the Spirit Emporium. Might want to get that right, thespiritemporIum.com, and it's a 10 milliliter bottle, all essential oils, no carrier oil added. And then if you want to make your very own Four Thieves vinegar, I definitely recommend you kind of using your intuition and making up your own recipe. You can stop by the supermarket anytime life calls for it and go home and whip up a batch. So I hope this was somewhat helpful, and thank you for watching, and have a great day.